A top 25 clash in the early season as both of these programs try to make an early statement and build that resume. Welcome to Starkville, Mississippi, home of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Indiana Hoosiers, taking on the 16th ranked team in the land, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Hoosiers ready to put toe to leather and get this season started. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Direct snap. Creates a little space. Makes it past the marker. And he's got enough for the first down, and it'll be at the 35. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Motion from the wideout. Might be changing the route. Back to throw, it's Croman Hope. Quick strike complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. And the Bulldogs with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Grabbed in the middle. It's West. They'll stop him at the 46 after a 5-yard pickup.
Well, it's a nice job by the tight end there. He's patient. He fights his way through all the traffic in the middle of the field, running that drag route, making it an easy completion for the quarterback.
They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. Let's take just a minute and talk about Mississippi State. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
And when this quarterback is in a rhythm, this offense is really hard to stop. You've seen that on this drive. He's 3 for 3, but they're also running the ball well. Everything they're dialing up right now is working.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
It's always fun to watch offensive creativity in the red zone. Like, how are you going to get some space for your guy? They try the toss, get him out wide, maybe get him some space. The defense was ready. Nice job falling forward, getting at least a little bit on the play.
Here comes the heat. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
And I really like the decision by the quarterback there. And listen, it's early in the downs. Like, don't force it. Don't make a turnover. He tucks it, get what you can get, and then live to play the next down. I like that execution by the QB.
And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
Decision coming up here. I'm kicking a field goal, though, David. First drive of the game, you want to pay it off and just put some points up on the board.
Well, and see, I'd go for the touchdown because here's the thing. I'm going to make them go the length of the field, almost 100 yards, even if I get stopped. I'm starting this game aggressive.
Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Hey, you come out early in the game. You're trying to send a message to your team that you're confident. You believe in them to convert these 4th downs. You didn't get that one. But don't let it be a detriment moving forward. If you want to stay aggressive, be that way throughout the course of the game.
From his end zone, needs to be careful here. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Marshall. They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. From his end zone, he'll go up top. Unloads to the wideout. Can't make the catch, and it'll be third down. He had that thing and just lost his concentration.
This defensive coaching staff, they love their secondary, and they love the matchups they have. They believe they've got 5 guys at least back there that can cover one-on-one. You saw a great example of it there on third down, forcing the incompletion.
He's going to throw it from his own end zone. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's fourth down. And the Hoosiers will send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. To the air, it's Coleman Hope. Firing to the right, complete. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
The Bulldogs can really attack on this second and short. Wants to go up top. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. They make the tackle at the 22. Will give him 5 yards on the play. It'll be enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Snap it to the back.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They're working that left side. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a first and goal.
And as a quarterback, you know when you're throwing a corner route, the football is going to travel a long distance, so you've got to have great timing. You've got to get the ball out of your hands before the receivers come out of his break. You've also got to put a lot of air under the pass so the wide receiver can locate it. You can tell this.
Going for the goal line. Touchdown, Bulldogs. They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Hawaii came through with a lunch pail hard hat performance, and the end result is an eye-opening road victory. And I guess it's not so much that the Rainbow Warriors won, it's more how they won. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Looking to throw, it's Mendoza. Blasted as he lets it go. Complete downfield. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Using his legs, it's Marshall. Got the first down, looking for more. And a good pickup to move the chains, and the clock will expire, and that's how they'll be set up to start the second quarter. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. First play of the period, first down here. Wants to throw on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Smith. Oh, he's got some space. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. The Hoosiers come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll keep it on the ground. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. Let's step back here and look at the big picture for Indiana. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry-pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
And the Hoosiers will have it 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
They go with the option. Quarterback keeps it himself. And look, we've seen this guy on tape, guys, break these tackles and take it the distance. This offense should keep dialing up these option plays. Don't let that short gain by the QB prevent you from running this scheme in your playbook.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to throw. It's Mendoza. Looking to the big tight end. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Throws to the back. Makes the catch. It's Beebe. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
Man, it is such a weapon to have running backs that can not only run the football, but can catch it as well. And a nice job there, David, finding the matchup one-on-one with a linebacker, a little angle route to get the first down.
Yeah, and those angle routes are hard.
Breaks into the open. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. You can work your way down the field with these wide receiver screens, but also look for the opportunity to turn them into chunk plays later.
No doubt, you throw it quickly. You get it to him now. DB comes up, has to make a tackle. Now you fake it maybe a little bit later on. So these plays, they're not huge plays all the time, but they can set up big plays down the road for your offense.
The Hoosiers have it with a 1st and goal. He wants to throw it again. He's going for the goal line. Into the house. Touchdown, Indiana!
And the offense slips the running back out of the backfield. Nobody decides to cover him. My man makes the play. Shows off the hands first. Got to make the catch first. Does the rest. Walks in the end zone for the touchdown.
And the extra point is good. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Making side adjustments here. To the air, it's Croman Hope. Keeps looking downfield. On the move at the 30. They finally make the stop, and he shows why he is dangerous on the run, too, and he's got a 1st down.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle.
There he goes. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here and trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch, man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the O coordinator.
He now has 63 yards rushing in this first half, and he is making quite the impression in the opener. And the Bulldogs come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. From the red zone, looking for a man. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Bring in the heat. Got some room headed to the goal line. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one. The Bulldogs, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Gets it out quickly. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Pushes ahead. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
And I feel like this defense is starting to get in a rhythm and starting to feel it, right? You've seen him take off, have some success, and you know if nothing's open, he wants to run. Defense kind of locked in, didn't give up a big play there. They're kind of dialed into what's going on.
Might be calling a hot route. Looking to throw, it's Croman Hope. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. And that decision will be questioned for a while.
That just could not have gone any worse for the offense, guys. Not only are you dropping the ball on 4th down, you dropped a touchdown. That should be 6 on the board. You need players to step up and make plays.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on 1st down, but 2nd down's coming up.
Well, I always say this, when you're backed up on offense, those are some of the best opportunities to take deep shots. In all likelihood, the defense is expecting run. You're going to try and buy yourself a little bit of real estate, so they're playing press man coverage, and that's when you want to take advantage of that coverage. But the defense doing a really good job on the back end that time, being in position, forcing the incomplete.
The heat got to him, and he just sort of froze and got tackled in the end zone for a safety. And they'll set up for the free kick from their own 20.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
First play of the drive comes from the 41. Off play action on 1st down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. A full dive to haul that one in. Quick timeout call on the offense after the play. Now on 1st and goal, let's see what Mississippi State does. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. After giving up that big play, this defense has been a rock. 3rd and goal coming. Back to throw, it's Croman Hope. Rushes on him, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead, and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. snap coming before halftime. To the air on first down. Moving away from pressure. Hit as he throws. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Mississippi State will put a foot to it to crank up the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. They'll start this drive going to the air. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. From the comfort of the pocket, he fires it to the right.
This offense is done being patient. They're down on the scoreboard here. Now, early in their first possession in the third quarter, they're being aggressive. They're taking shots. They're trusting their playmakers outside to get it done. That time, the defense, really nice job forcing the incompletion. They were ready for it. This offense, though, they need to stay aggressive.
And this offensive line's got to do a little better job, man. You've got to give your quarterback time to go through his progressions from go to 1 to 2 and then maybe make a play. And he goes off of his first target, and you could tell he did not have much time getting hit as...
Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Such a great job by the defensive back, dropping beyond the sticks, understanding where the ball's going, breaking on the football, great eyes, great vision, and great hands. Looked like a wide receiver getting that INT.
He wants to change this route. Pressure coming. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on first down in the red zone.
I think he's showing you his experience on that decision right there. There was nothing open, so don't try to force it into coverage. You've got the lead. If it's not there, just throw it away. The head coach loves to see his quarterback make that kind of decision.
Headed to the end zone, and they will score. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
How about that? His second receiving touchdown of the ball game. Find ways to get your athletes the ball. They'll do the rest. That's number 2. They better start playing some better defense. Number 3's coming soon.
Looking for a man. It's Croman Hope. And that was so close to a turnover in the end zone. The defense almost with the huge play. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly to the flat in the wide receiver screen. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
They're trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
They're dealing with a second and long. They'll go back to the ground. Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Quick completion on the out route. He works his way across the 40-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
We've seen this offense click and hum, and it's not clicking, and something's a little bit off. And I like the deep shot down the field. At least it was an interception, but they got to find a way in this O to manufacture some first downs and some passing yards because everything's been difficult today.
Fires downfield. Working the middle. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first.
Lets it fly. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
And this offense is just, they've struggled to get in a rhythm. And I like they take a shot down the field, but interested to see how they can maybe get some easy completions for this quarterback and get him in a little bit of a rhythm.
So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to throw again. Pocket breaking down. He's not afraid to go deep. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Well, coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. And he's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Motion from the wide receiver. Scanning the field, it's Croman Hope. Now improvising. Got it in the middle, it's Reese.
Hey, if you're the defensive coordinator, you might want to start thinking about spying this QB because of his speed and athleticism. He just showed you how he can hurt you getting out on the perimeter and then throwing. If you've got somebody athletic that can go sideline to sideline, that might be a good move moving forward.
Goes to the option. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback making adjustments. Out of the backfield, he's open. Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard gain.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
With jet sweep pass. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver in different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously, so he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Unloads to the right. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a 4th down.
No, and those are those where you're just looking at your hands. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Dang it, I should have caught that. Nice play, break on the football. That could have been a house call. That could have been a game changer, but just couldn't secure the interception.
Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Looking to throw, it's Mendoza. Throwing right. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
And I think that right there has been one of the biggest stories of this game so far. The reason this team trails is they can't get one of their best players the football in the passing game. This guy's a weapon. He eats defenses alive each and every week and has yet to make one catch in this game.
Makes the grab. It's Marshall. Shakes off the defender. Got room at the 35. Lots of running room. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
And that's a good lesson for quarterbacks out there. When you're throwing to your running backs, if you get it to them early and they've got some space around them, they can do damage. And that's exactly what happened there.
Big guy tries to barrel in. Touchdown, Hoosiers! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
And this offense shows you why they are really hard to stop. The long, explosive run. You think everybody's thinking run, pile in the box, the play-action pass. They can beat you with the run. They can beat you with the pass. This is a tough offense to stop.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. He lobs one high down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down.
Well, they're not able to hook up there, but considering this guy already has 2 touchdown catches in this game, now the offensive coordinator is dialing up more passes his way. And you know the quarterback, he's got like a sonar on him. He's always aware of where he is, and I like the idea. I'm going to keep throwing this guy the football and see if he can get another touchdown.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The offense changing the play. Dropping back, it's Croman Hope. Quarterback now breaking the field. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Well, we know the defensive coordinator's been harping on his guys about this. Earlier in the game, this quarterback was killing him with his scrambling ability and his ability to take off. That time, though, nice adjustment by the defense. It was almost as if they were expecting him to scramble that time. Really, really nice.
Makes a grab past the marker. At the 45 on his way. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good game there. They'll have to hurry if they want to get another play off before the quarter ends. The option look. And he was able to pick his way for just a few yards, and that'll wrap up the third quarter. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. The toss sweep to the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Turning it on! Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. Mississippi State has this drive hitting on all cylinders. Looking downfield on first down. He'll try to do it himself. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
Yeah, and if this offense can keep that rolling, if they can keep the physical ground game and continue to add these plays up as they go along, long drives, eat the clock with the lead, this coach will be ecstatic.
Wrestled to the ground, but he's inside the 10
that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most important thing. How can we keep this thing ticking away? By going down in bounds, you're doing exactly that.
Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Touchdown, Mississippi State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Back to pass. It's Mendoza. Makes the grab. It's Pickett.
Situation late when you need 2 touchdowns to win the game, everything's going to have to be downfield. So I like the idea in this 2-minute drive, throwing it that way. Let's keep it going, keep our pedal to the metal here.
Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. This quarterback desperately wants to make a chunk play, but they're going to be deepest and deepest, widest and widest. He's got to be patient.
No doubt. Situational football is probably one of the most underrated, untalked about things, like understanding the situation. I have the lead. They have to take shots down the field. I'm going to play pass. I got to rush the passer. I got to keep him in the pocket. All those things come into play throughout this game.
Turns it on in midfield. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
Well, you just get the feeling, too, that if they're going to claw their way back in this game, his legs are going to have to be a factor. What a great job scrambling that time. Nothing open. He didn't panic. He saw some green grass and was able to get outside.
Oh, he's got some space. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line.
And there's no quit in this team. Obviously, they're trailing late in the game, but they're trying to make it happen. We've seen 2 big plays now, back-to-back. They're putting pressure on this defense.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Quickly complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Gonna run it. It's Marshall. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. And the Hoosiers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. It's complete to the right. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana!
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and it was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. They still need a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie, and they'll go for the onside kick here in the 4th. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you say productive. He's productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting first down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage, you're probably getting blitzed, it's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
To the air, it's Coleman Hope. Got his man quickly. And just a short and safe pass play, they pick up a few.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
And the Bulldogs are way behind the sticks on this 3rd and forever. He's looking downfield to throw. Unloads it left. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a 4th down.
That play call is going to force a lot of people to scratch their heads because you've got the lead late. Why aren't you just running the ball? When you throw, you risk having interceptions like that right there. That should have been picked.
Is that guy's foot human? My goodness, did he hammer that ball from distance. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Going right to work up top. Got a man, it's Pickett. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Here's the pressure. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
Well, if this situation in the game trailing with not a lot of time left, I understand going to the sideline to try and save clock, but you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. Don't be afraid to use those. You can attack the middle of the field, use the timeouts to save the clock that way.
The offense takes a timeout with 30 seconds left.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Looking downfield, it's Rayner. Zings it complete to the right. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Timeout called by the offense, 23 seconds remaining in the game. Bunch formation for these receivers. Second down, they'll go to the air. Here's the heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, they're not able to hook up on that throw, but they need to score now. This juncture of the game, this late in the game, they need a touchdown, they need an onside kick recovered, and they need to score again if they're going to win. The sense of urgency is just off the charts.
If you didn't have a headache before, you've got one on the way. The cowbell's ringing on this 3rd down in Starkville. From the gun, wants to pass. The short hands, it's Bond. Good tackle there to stop him short of the 1st down, and now they have to make a call. The offense gets the timeout, 12 ticks left on the clock.
Ooh, and that's a nice sigh of relief for the defense too, right? There was a broken tackle. The guy made it look like he was going to pick up the 1st, but because of great effort defensively, they were able to get the stop, and now they're setting up 4th down.
On 4th down, looking to pass. Release to the back. Makes the grab, plenty for the 1st down. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. Not all close games are created equal, but this one, man, what a ride. A matchup between a couple of ranked